What's up, guys? This is Astranox. We got a brand new Moonlight hero. We got Death Dealer Ray in the house, and this video is about summoning this hero. It's about building him up, maxing him, 15 skill ups. I'll give you guys some thoughts along the way, show you guys how I'm going to be building this hero, and of course I will have the showcase of Death Dealer Ray in the next video, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, good luck to everyone trying to summon for him. This is a pretty... he's different. It's a different hero. The way he works is not that easy to understand, but I feel like this hero can inflict quite a bit of damage. He's going to be definitely very interesting to play with, and definitely not for everyone. Definitely not a hero that is going to be for everyone. But now let's get right into it. Let's start to summon for Death Dealer Ray. Alright guys, here we are on my second account. I have what is required to get him. I can go all the way through with the pity. Happy New Year to everyone. Let's start the year here with getting Death Dealer Ray. So, Mystic Summon, you can see I do have plenty of Mystic Metals. This could be, this could go bad. You know, like I could go all the way to 201 summons to get him. Let's see if I, well, hopefully luck out, and we'll do some X10 summons here, and let's just look at this rotation. So there is Crimson Armin, which is definitely a solid hero. Yeah, I mean, a little bit. She got buffed a bunch of times. I don't see things here that are like exciting, to be honest, but let's just go with it. It's about getting ML Ray. Oh, okay, so there is the air surface missile artifact already. That's good. I didn't have it. Just, yeah, hit chance and critical hit damage. It can definitely be useful, but okay. You need multiple. I was going to say you need multiple copies, and here we go with two of them. That is pretty ridiculous. X10 right there. Hope you guys get lucky, man. Like these Mystic summons, they can be rough, and I can't skip this, guys. So is this okay? That's insane. This is gonna be the same artifact, right? Yeah, that's it. What is happening here? I like this a lot. Can't skip this. What the hell is this luck though? What is this artifact again? Okay guys, you guys let us know about your luck so far in all of, you know, Epic 7. Like, how's it been? Like, what type of like crazy summoning luck did you get? This I don't know if it's a first. I've had some really crazy streaks, but in terms of like getting artifacts sort of like back to back, yes, it's an X10 pull. It's still pretty insane. The odds are quite low. Oh, let's go Purpose Shine, baby. I'm not gonna press the screen. I don't want to get spoiled. Is it Crimson Armin or is it Death Dealer Ray? We gotta wait into the X10. We have to go one by one here. This is still artifact. Oh, if I get him early, that's great. But you guys know I got plenty of accounts and plenty of resources, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even... This is a hero. Oh, Death Dealer Ray, baby. Oh my god. Ridiculous.
Research, sacrifices are a necessity. It's cost countless lives already. But what can you do?
I like this hero's design, you know. He's definitely like an... I don't know. He's dark type of hero, you know. There's some messed up stuff going on with this hero, right? He wants to, I don't know, inflict pain. He's got plenty of debuffs, and yeah, there's that whole thing about pestilence, venom, and the fact that he can detonate venoms. And also, I'm gonna be running Sharoon with him, which is a hero that has venom debuffs as well. He's able to, you know, detonate that with skill 1. Pestilence buffing the team. there's going to be some interesting builds, but also interesting ways to be using Death Dealer Ray. Now, there's not a lot of heroes with Venom in the game. That's the thing. There's Sharoon, there's him that comes to mind, and in the hero preview, they were running them together, right? And Venom, you can see here at the start of the turn, receives damage equivalent to 10% of maximum health and is inflicted with injuries proportional to the damage suffered. So it only works on heroes because we already have poison that works versus heroes and monsters, very powerful versus bosses, but Venom is 10% instead of 5%. So it can get pretty deadly because this inflicts injuries. And the other thing is that this skill, number 3, inflicts damage that is equivalent to 80% of the target's injuries. So as you build up injury, which goes all the way to up to 50% of the hero's maximum health, things are gonna get pretty dangerous for the enemy if you are able to, cripple them. You can use other heroes. That's the thing. You don't need heroes that have Venom to work in conjunction with the ML Ray to be that effective. You can have other heroes that can inflict injury, or even you could just have injury set on a hero that keeps attacking the whole enemy team, like a Bellion on injury. This together with Death Dealer Ray, I feel like is going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous because this is a tanky hero. He can't go down easy. That's the thing. And he's got sleep. I mean, this thing goes up to 100%. He's dark element, elemental neutral, so you don't have to worry. Like, he's not fire, ice, earth, right? So it's going to be easier for you to actually land your debuffs. Now, he doesn't have effectiveness from his awakening, which is sad, but he does have a ton of survivability. So you won't have to go so crazy on health and defense, and you're going to be able to invest more into effectiveness substats, or even main stat like on, the ring. So with the Imprint concentration that you can build over time using the 5-star Earth Ray, I mean, yes, you could be using Unknown Slate. That's another way to go about it, and that might be easier for a lot of players if you've been saving that and you really like his design. But skill-wise, it's cool. And there's also the CR pushing here, 20%. The effect... the thing is, guys, you can't just use skill number 3. You need 5 focus. He starts with 0 focus. This gives 3. So you need to actually build up focus. This is a 4-turn cooldown. You won't be able to use that so often. And you're going to be building 1 focus with skill 1. So, I mean, this skill does not trigger a dual attack. And you could be running him on counter just to build that focus a bit faster. There's definitely going to be different ways to build this hero. So let's get into the building of ML Ray. So I'll go here right ahead and I'll be grabbing him. Let's just finish the summoning session to usually get another ML Ray. That'd be pretty insane. But look at that. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I'm even 7 summons into the next one. That's definitely something I like to see. Now, let's just make some space really quick. And this is an older account, so I can just get rid of... I'm not even... What? No, I am full for some reason. When I got to this window, it's like 291 out of 300, right? But it's probably like the main heroes in the game. You can't sacrifice those. I don't need so much space anyways, but let's just get rid of those. Get some silver transmit stone. Now, get Ray. He's somewhere in here. Somewhere down here. Okay. So there we go. And I don't know about getting artifacts from here. I think I might already have what I need for him. Oh yeah, I have to get into the build, of course, the way I'm going to be putting gear on him. But now first we need to go ahead and max him out. So let's just quickly level him. And wow, okay, I'm going to run out. So I'm going to go and spam some penguins real quick, which is very easy to do. There we go. Nice. I even have some Unknown Slate, but we're not going to go and use them. Yeah, the first one would be nice. Maybe I actually use 1. Yeah, I mean, he's an 5-star ML hero. He's not a boss hero, so you can't just use gold transmit stone in the shop and just max his imprint, right? So what was I doing here? I was going for penguins. That's what I was doing. So let's just go right ahead here. And oh my goodness. Look at how many stigmas I have. It's ridiculous. You don't need that many. I'll just do this a few times. But yeah, this hero, his whole kit seems very powerful to me. Right, yes, there is the fact that you need to build 5 focus, which means that it will take time for him to snowball. But this is a type of hero that you're going to bring in a battle that lasts longer. You're not going to be bringing him in a short battle that ends in a few turns. This is a hero where you're building injury, and he just gets deadlier and deadlier as the battle drags on. So you're going in there for a long game. And he could sort of be like your only damage dealer. It's weird, but I feel like it can work out. Right? The pestilence cannot be removed, but venom can be cleansed from what I know. So you could go in there. He could be your sort of like only damage dealer. Your team's very tanky, multiple layers of protection, you know, defense buff, Aureus, very tanky heroes, nice balance of health and defense. The enemy is gonna run out of steam. If they're throwing all their ultimates, their skill 3 and 2 at you, and you survive that, you stabilize, you heal up, you know, take care of debuffs, then that dealer Ray, he's gonna inflict a lot of pain. All these, you know, these venoms picking on the enemy, 10% of their maximum health, right? Even if they have healing, the injury is happening. And there's the fact that he's dealing 80% of the injury that they already have to the heroes. That is going to be very deadly, I think. So in a battle that lasts a bunch of turns, frenzy is building up in World Arena. Heroes are, well, yeah, their maximum health gets reduced and stuff, but this hero is about dealing damage based on the target's maximum health. Yeah, even if you have another damage dealer, it's gonna give you a window of opportunity to just burst down the heroes much more easily, because they can lose up to 50% of their maximum health, and the frenzy makes you deal more and more damage, and the heroes, like, they're easier to deal with. So I don't know how many turns you actually need to deal with very tanky teams, but like, softer teams shouldn't be too hard to deal with. If you have 3 heroes that can take care of bringing defense buff, cleansing debuff, team-wide healing, that's solid. Yeah, good constant healing, cleansing, maybe some barrier, the defense buff, having a good uptime on that. Aureus, part of your team, so even if they go hard on one hero, it's going to be harder for them to burst down that hero, take that hero down. I feel his kit, since you can't remove pestilence, and that applies a buff on not himself but the rest of your team. So in a 4v4 format, that seems deadlier than of course, like a Guild War scenario, right? Those pestilence will allow you to be stacking venoms across the enemy team, and you're gonna be able to sort of like focus on one hero and stack more venoms against that hero, and things are gonna sort of like spiral out of control pretty fast. That's my, you know, my thinking behind it. In terms of skill ups, right? In terms of direct damage, I don't think it's any good at all, right? This hero doesn't even scale, his damage doesn't even scale based on his maximum health or defense. So he scales off of attack, and this is most definitely not going to be a hero that is just going to do some big damage, like out of a direct hit. It will come out of the venom, the detonation of the venoms, the injury, right? Like, all this stuff will get real crazy. So let's start with powering up the skills to the low cost ones, because you start the battle, right? You use skill 2, because you can't use skill 3 yet. So of course the priority is to invest more into the skill number 2. So the plus 3 here is a big deal. You're getting this 14% combativeness push for your team. So the thing is, he's got 100 base speed from what I remember. That is pretty terrible. So you can't use him as a combativeness booster, but you can use him so if you got slower heroes after, like, that go after him, they can sort of like go back to back, or the window is going to be smaller for them to follow. Now, this skill number 3 is about all effect chance, and the sleep is a big deal. Like, if you have him as the only damage dealer, and you focus the skill 1 of your supports, and you focus on one hero, the sleep allows you to, you know, cripple enemies that the enemies that can cleanse, the enemies that can heal. But it's gonna be very hard to actually sleep heroes that have very high effect resistance, which are usually support that can cleanse and sometimes heal as well. So it's not gonna be easy. And this sleep is for one turn, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do with this. So I'm just gonna level up these skills evenly. He also has sleep on skill 1, which is definitely very powerful because he can actually detonate venom as well. Now, if you put him on a counter set, because this thing says that you can still sleep, you can still detonate, and at the target at the end of the turn. So, wait, at the end of the turn, when you can you detonate the venom? Because they need to be on the target at the end of the turn. It's not actually your turn if you counter attack. Right, so that detonation part maybe doesn't work, but I think it does work. The sleep most definitely will be working, right? Of course, it doesn't get resisted, but yeah, I really like this skill number 2. It's going to be very important that you push this just to make your team tight to go back to back, so you can be more dangerous. Now, you're not going to be going first, maybe, or you're bringing a super high-speed hero like a Para to open versus them. A very high base speed hero that can cripple them. I mean, wait, what? Okay, looks like I need. We just need 7 baby mouse insignia. So, and then he's gonna be maxed out. So let's get those real quick here. I should have those boxes. That's not it. That's the one here. Right here. And 7. Okay, we're good to go. Now this should be good. Yeah, I mean the damage increase is pretty useless, I think, here. If you're low on resources, or I mean, you should be keeping your resources. Like that is 7 Molagor right there, plus the other catalysts. I don't think it's worth it at all. Like, this is when you use a hero like so much, like World Arena, get into Frenzy, like that small damage increases might maybe one day make you win a game, or just ends up putting more pressure, so that's good. But we don't know his damage. You know, we have to see his damage and multiplier. But I think the skill 2 is definitely important. The skill 1, you know, get at least the effect chance. I think the +3 on skill 1 is perfectly fine. That's all you need. The skill 2, you sort of need to bring this to +3 first, and then you want to increase it to +5 over time. And the skill 3, I mean, you want to max this thing. The skill 3 is going to be much more impactful. Yeah. The pestilence thing is that, okay, here, after attacking on the target's turn, inflict venom for 2 turns. This effect is not activated by a counter attack, dual attack, or extra attack. Pestilence cannot be dispelled. So, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. 3 of your heroes in a 4v4 format will have pestilence, and if you're using heroes that attack the whole enemy team, you're going to be able to stack venom a lot. That is going to be insane. And that pestilence cannot be removed unless the enemy takes out your hero with pestilence, and you're getting effectiveness. Actually, the effectiveness for everyone, even himself. So he doesn't have effectiveness from the awakening, but at least he's getting some effectiveness here, and he's getting some from the imprint concentration. I think that is good enough. That is good enough. I'm very curious about this hero. Like, I can't wait to actually test him out. And I got Sharoon on this account. There's some gear that needs to be put on her. She is not fully geared anymore. But I think we can do some pretty crazy stuff. Now, Sharoon doesn't need to be here because as soon as you got Pestilence on your other heroes, like I said, if you're using heroes that attack their whole team, because they're not saying that this only works on single target attacks, you're going to be stacking those Venoms real quick. real quick. Yeah, it is not activated, on counter, like counter set Elbrus, but still, if you're attacking multiple of their heroes, that can spiral out of control real quick. And then whoever you're most lucky against, maybe they have support that have high effect resistance, then you won't be able to stack Venom so much on those heroes, right? So if you maybe luck out and one of their hero has much more Venom than the other ones, well, that's who you're going to go and detonate the Venoms on. If you feel like, yeah, that hero's about to cleanse or something real dangerous, big damage is coming, you have a hero that's low and that hero can mess you up, finish that hero off, yeah, there's going to be an order of priority. Also, the Soulburn here increases the chance to 100% to sleep. So this can come in real handy. Of course, a lot of the heroes being released, there's a lot of power creep going on. There's a higher chance that they're OP. There might be more careful about releasing heroes that are just way too broken, like a Hwayong, of course. But I feel like for a player that likes to take it slow and runs a tanky type of teams, they're going to be able to win a lot of games with this. Like, it's not only about Venom. It's the fact that Venom is doing injury, and you can inflict additional damage based on 80% of the injuries on the target already. And then you get an extra turn here, right? Or Demon Shadow, right? When you build up to that skill number 3, she starts to slap hard. Because you can skill 3 into the Soulburn skill 1 into the extra attack. And this slaps. This can be very dangerous. So this is going to be the big snowball in your game. When you get to use the skill number 3 extra turn, like, that's the thing. You're landing Venom for 2 turns there. So they might already have Venom on them. And then you follow up with a Soulburn skill 1, right? Even if you don't take them out, you put them to sleep. If you didn't put them to sleep with the skill number 3 already. So I think, like, if you look at it and you're like, oh, this guy is not going to be dealing like big instant damage, like 30,000 one-shot heroes. This hero, you have to think like a bit deeper, and you need to have the team synergy there. It needs to fit with your playstyle. But when he's gonna stay alive and do his rotation, and your team can complement him and keep your team alive, defense buff and healing, cleansing, things will start to drop. But even if they don't, the injuries are being inflicted, and that means it's much easier for you to start to pick them apart, start to down heroes. And that's where this hero is going to shine, I think. So with all this talking, after giving you guys my thoughts about this hero, it is now time for me to put gear on Death Dealer Ray. So I'll be right back. Well, for you guys, it's going to be instant, but I have to go through a bunch of stuff, bunch of gear. And we'll see what kind of stats I'll be having on this hero. But as you can see, man, base stats looking real good in terms of survivability. I mean, 6k HP, yeah, that's nice. But look at that. Almost 800 defense. Are you kidding me? Balance that health and defense, super high effective health. So he's going to be very hard to down. That 100 speed means that, yes, you're not going to be relying on that CR pushing early on, but if you can make the rest of your team follow a hero or 2, then that's good. You're getting good value out of this thing. He's cycling faster as well because he's getting that CR push. They're getting effectiveness. So heroes that attack their whole team that can land debuffs, that effectiveness buff can definitely be helpful versus landing debuffs on support heroes that stack effect resistance. This could be that extra bit of effectiveness that allow you to give you a much better chance to be landing debuffs. And his whole kit, to me, it looks beautiful. It looks like everything is gonna work fine, and with the sleep against the whole enemy team potentially means that you can really work on who you want, and you could be bringing a single target damage dealer with him. And also, I believe when Venom ticks, doesn't actually get heroes out of sleep. Well, it only lasts 1 turn, and the Venom it's happening at the start of the turn anyways, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, let me put some gear on him. Alright guys, I am back, and as you can see, the gear is on ML Ray. Now I have his imprint unlocked. I'm going for the team imprint. That is just better value overall. Some effectiveness could be cool, but he's getting the effectiveness buff for himself and the rest of the team. So I think with that, with the amount of effectiveness that I have, I'll be okay. To be honest, I wished I had 200 effectiveness. Yes, I could use an effectiveness artifact. That's something you can do. You could be building more effectiveness. With the effectiveness buff, you're going to be able to land your debuffs more reliably versus the enemy if they're stacking, effect resistance, of course. So I decided to go with a speed set and a hit set. Now, the speed is because when I'm showcasing a hero and I have the hero on counter set, the issue is that what if it doesn't trigger? And that happens often, and I don't like it. I feel like if I have more speed, it gives you a better idea of how the hero will be performing. A lot of players will be going with like a speed set anyways. Yes, he's got 100 base speed. It's pretty crappy, but it's still 25 speed. This hero, he needs to be getting turns. Yes, counter attack here and there would be really cool. Potentially sleep, detonation of venom, but that's okay. I mean, I can just save my souls, soul burn skill number 1. I just want him to cycle faster. Now, with Water's Origin, my issue with it is that I was able to boost my survivability so much. Like, I had more health than defense before, and I decided to swap some gear just to increase my defense even further because, I mean, guys, he has almost 800 defense. So why not? I'm just gonna get way more value. I'm gonna get a lot more effective health by doing so. So I decided to do that. Now, Water's Origin is gonna be hard to trigger because my survivability is so high, but this artifact is just so good. Now, if I'm doing arena, the AI is dumb. They're just attacking different heroes depending on which element they're strong against. But in World Arena, maybe the enemy, if that dealer Ray is your only damage dealer, right? And you're really slowing it down, you're turtling, you're buffing yourself, healing yourself, cleansing your team, then, that's the threat for them. They will try to take Ray out. But if you make him real tanky, Water's Origin will still be triggering because, well, if they're doing single target damage, the frenzy's building up, maybe they're inflicting injury, so your max health is lower. It will eventually trigger, and at that point, he's going to be able to cycle real fast, 20% combat genius increase, recovers 8% health. It's very, very strong. That's why I'm going for it. To be honest, I don't have other artifacts that are like 5-star and they're really worth it for him. Yes, I could go with something with effectiveness increase and some trivial other stat that gets boosted, CR push or whatever. But I think that since this artifact is only a 4-star, very easy to max out, you're just getting so much value. And what that means is that you could be building ML Ray with maybe less survivability and more effectiveness. That's why I said maybe you want to go with like 200% effectiveness, even though you're getting the effectiveness buff. I think it's going to be more reliable to land debuffs with this hero. And then Water's Origin is going to be just triggering more often, and then you're going to get like the full value out of it. If you're able to trigger it, if it triggers versus a team that does AoE attacks, then you're going to get a lot of value. But then if he gets focused down, I guess Water's Origin is still buying you time for your healer to keep Ray alive. But I think like it's just a strong artifact, and that's something that I don't have to babysit the hero that much with this artifact. And if he gets triggered, if it does trigger, that's faster cycling, plus the CR from the skill number 2, a higher uptime on the Pestilence buff on the rest of the team, giving you a lot of opportunities to put Venom on the enemy, and that's 10% of their max health. It inflicts injury, and then the skill number 3 is where things are going to happen because you're going to be able to detonate, well, it's not detonate, but you're going to be able to just deal damage based on 80% of the injuries inflicted on the targets. So that thing will be very dangerous later on in the battle, right? The sleep just makes it so like it's such a big threat. Like, say, ML Bell, right? Like you can just sleep, and a well-timed sleep is just, it can be game winning. Now we're not talking about just a single target sleep. We're talking about a team-wide sleep. So yes, effectiveness building on this hero is very important, and it's not only it, right? He's sleeping, but also he is putting Venom. He's doing the additional damage based on how much injury they have. He's getting an extra turn. That's ridiculous. He needs to build 5 focus to use it, but it's because it's so strong. It's that strong. There needs to be some kind of limitation. There needs to be an amount of like turns. Like you can't just pop this at the start of the battle. That'd be ridiculous. Also, it buys you time to actually remove the immunity off of the enemy team. So you just pair, you know, ML Ray with a hero that can remove immunity off of the enemy team, but also it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal because skill 2 doesn't matter if the enemy still has immunity, because the pestilence will be applied to the rest of the team, and that will be, you know, putting venom on them. But you know, you got time to deal with immunity, or maybe the enemy goes and the immunity is gone, right? Also for the 2-piece set, the hit set is very powerful because in a long battle, which is where the dealer Ray will be shining, you're just gonna get value constantly throughout the whole battle. If you're going with immunity, that thing just is good for like one turn, right? So yeah, go with a 2-piece set that will be helpful for you. Hit is very powerful, but you could go with something else. I mean, you could go with health, defense. At least you're getting some stats, right? The 4-piece is really up to you, right? Like I'm going with speed. You could be going with counter. There's going to be other builds as well. I don't know how hard his direct damage is. I don't expect anything. It's all about the debuffs. And if he can control, because this is a hero that can control, and he will snowball, and those debuffs, you know, putting Venom, the team having Pestilence, the Venom will be stacking up, and the enemy, if they don't have any cleansing, he's going to be a massive threat. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about Ray. Do you think I have the right mindset for this hero? Is that the way you should be building this hero? How did you build yours? Is he performing well? Yes, it's not for everyone. You need to wait. Like, the battles are going to be long. Like, things will not be happening in a few turns. I'm thinking, like, you need to go pretty hard in longer games, and then not everyone has the patience for that. It has to fit your playstyle, and also maybe you like longer battles, but you just like direct damage. You don't want to deal with resists, and then if you're not landing your debuffs, it's a problem. If you're not able to sleep because you keep getting resisted, then the sleep on skill 3, the sleep on skill 1 is not going to be so helpful, right? At least you got the soul burn here, and you know, you need to buy time, right? You use skill 2, you're getting some CR pushing, but you know, then the pestilence will do some work. Deal with the immunity. Now you don't have counter, so that means you build 5 focus. You get 3 here, then you use skill 1 twice, and that's already 3 turns. So that's rough for players. Also, if you're going to be running counter set, there's going to be some battles, right? When they're hitting him, maybe he counter attack, and that's a free focus right there. So it's like Archdemon's Shadow. I like to run her on counter, but it's, you know, it's slow battle. Sometimes you get unlucky. But if the enemy team attacks your whole team often, they have multiple heroes that do so, then more chance for the counter attack, if it can trigger counter attack. And then, yeah, you can build up sometime the 5 focus real quick. Like, maybe your hero's slower, you already counter attack twice, and then, you know, use the skill number 3 next turn. You can use the skill, use skill 2, and then you can use skill number 3. But you need to wait a whole turn. Yes, you get like 20% of a turn already with this. Maybe Water Origins trigger, something like that. I mean, we'll see. He's definitely for long battles, like real long battles. It will just end up working, right? If everyone stays alive in the team, he's able to land his debuff. There's no cleanser. You last pick him in the World Arena, and they couldn't pick cleanser. They messed up, or they have one, and you ban that hero. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be real deadly. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think about this hero in the comment section, but definitely stay tuned for my showcase right after this video. That's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.